Welcome to Maths Minders Academy, your one and only unique channel for mastering maths concepts with ease. I'm Ogechi, and today we are providing you with step-by-step solutions to guide you through the process of preparing for your examination. In this video, we'll be revealing hidden strategies, explaining key concepts, and showing you the best methods for solving challenging mathematical problems. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on new math tips and examination solutions here on Math Minders Academy. So grab your calculator, pen, and paper, and let's get started. So we are providing solution to IGCSE 2024 paper 2-1. We have also provided solution to paper 4-1. If you have not watched that video, you want to go to our channel and look out for the two-part video. You have part 1 and part 2, where we explained in details all the problems as they contained in that paper 4-1. So look out for the video. The first part covers questions 1 to 4, and the second part of that video covers questions 5 to 9. So today we are going to paper 2. And so we'll be looking at variant 2-1. Now, question number 1, we are asked to locate here. If you look at this question, let me reduce it a little bit. Okay, so we said the diagram shows two sides of a parallelogram ABCD. Find the coordinate of point D. We know that if this is parallelogram, then BC, wherever D is going to be on this plane, BC, line BC is going to be parallel to line AD. So how do we get that line AD? Now we look at the vector that defines line BC. Okay, if you look at it, this is a movement this way, all right, and then up. Okay, so this vector is 4 here, 4 steps here, 2 steps up. All right. All right. This is 4 buses. 1 from here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. These 4 buses to the horizontal and 2 buses to the vertical. So we do the same thing here. We take here, if we take 1, 2, 3, 4, and we move 1, 2, right? This is where point D is going to be, so that if we are required to join, we can actually join this, and this is going to be parallel to AC. So this is D, and if we go down this way, we are going to have 3, minus 3 here for the S coordinate. And if we go this way to the y-axis, we are going to have 7. Okay, so we've been able to give the coordinates of this point D. We move on to question number 2. So question number 2, we are told that Geta has a box of toys. She picks a toy at random from the box. The probability that she picks a wooden toy is 0.6. A, work out the probability that she does not pick a wooden toy. All right. You know that the probability that she picks a wooden toy plus, let's say, picking a wooden toy is, the probability of picking wooden toy is this, for example, and not picking a wooden toy, let's give it here, okay? This is going to give us 1. So picking a wooden toy is 0.6, and we are looking for probability of not picking a wooden toy. And so if we come here, probability of not picking a wooden toy is going to be 1 minus 0.6. This is 0.4. With 0.4 here. Okay, so we are required to complete the table now. The box contains 3 types of toys: wooden, plastic or metal. So complete the table. Now, here, if you look at this, the probability here, this is going to be x, right? Then the three of them is going to give us 1. That is, we know that 0.6 plus x plus s. Why am I using s here and I'm using the same s here? Because I have the same number here. So they will have the same probability. The same plastic is 14, metal is 14. So the probability of picking a plastic will be the same as the probability of picking a metal. So this is equal to 1. So I have 0.6 plus 2x equal to 1. 2s equals 1 minus 0.6. So 2s equals 0.4. So here, s is going to be 0.4 all over 2, and that gives 0.2. So here, I'm going to have 0.2. For this, I'm going to have 0.2. Okay. Now, if we look at this, this is y. Let's call this y, okay? And look for it. So now the probability of picking, if you look at the total toys or number of toys will give us 14 plus y, okay? That's 28 plus y, right? And then the probability of picking a wooden toy is going to be y over 28 plus y. And this probability is 0.6, which is 3 over 5. Okay, 3 over 5. So if we cross multiply here, we have 5y plus 3 into 28 plus y, okay? So 5y plus, this is 84 plus 3y. So I have 5y minus 3y plus 84. This is 2y equals 84, okay? And y is 84 over 2, 84 over 2, which is 42. So this is 42. So we've been able to fill up that table. Question number 3. The table shows some information about 2 sequences. Okay, here, A says complete the table. We are looking for the 5th term. So that is when n is 5. So we have T5 here. For the first sequence, that sequence A is going to be 60 minus 4 times 5, which is 60 minus 20. Okay, we have 40. So this gives us 40. The second one for sequence, this is sequence A. For sequence B, the 5th term is going to be 5 squared minus 300. That's 25 minus 300. That's minus 275. So we put minus 275 here. So the B part says find the smallest positive number in the sequence B. The sequence B, note that sequence B, we have for sequence B, note that the n term of this sequence B is n squared minus 300. Okay, now we are looking for the smallest positive number in this sequence. Okay, the smallest will be greater than 0. Because that is, first we need to find the value of n, that is which term, which term of this sequence produces the smallest number. So this happened when n squared minus 300 will be greater than 0, right? Okay, so n squared will be greater than 300. So here, n will be greater than root 300. Okay, we will take the positive here because we are talking about in terms of a sequence, they're actually positive whole numbers. And if you look at square root of 300, that is going to give us 17.32. Okay, and some other numbers. So the term that will produce the smallest positive number must be bigger than this 17th term. 17th term will still produce negative number because 17th term will give us 17 squared minus 300, which is 289 minus 300 is a negative number. So the term must be bigger. So which whole number is greater than 17.32 is actually 18. So n is 18, but that's not the term that we are looking for. We are looking for the number, the particular value in that sequence that's actually the smallest positive number. It is the 18th term. Here it is the 18th term that is actually the smallest positive number. And that 18th term is going to be 18 squared minus 300. That gives us 324 minus 300. And that will give us 24. So 24 is the smallest. 24 is the 18th term of this sequence and is the smallest positive number. For question number 4, we have to find the greatest odd number that is a factor of 140 and a factor of 210. So we can decide to look at 140 and 210. So if we start dividing, if we use 2 to divide this, we have 70, and here we have 105. We can use 3 of, okay, we can use 5 since 3 cannot go in 70. And this will give us 14. This will give us 21. So let's use 7 here, 2 and 3, right? Now, there is no number except 1 that we add as a factor of these two numbers. The only factor here is 1. So since we are talking about the greatest odd, it will be these two numbers here, the product of these two numbers. So the greatest odd number is going to be 5 times 7, which is 35. So this product will be the greatest odd number that can divide 140 and 210 at the same time. So we have 35. So here we just make use of your calculator to find the cube root of 343, which is 7. The reason is 7 raised to power 3 is 343. Okay. Okay, so that's it. And then if we use calculator for this, it's going to give us 6.4. Okay. And then when we subtract here, we're going to get 0.6. The B part of this question, we do, of course, here is also calculator work. Here is calculator work. So this is 192 plus, for this is 64 raised to power 1.25. Okay. Then if we add up this, so we have 256. Okay. 1.25, that is 5/4. Okay, remember 1.25 is 5/4. So here we can have 4 raised to power 4, or raised to power 5/4. Okay, this we cancel out. We have 4 raised to power 5. Okay, that is 1024. Use your calculator. Okay, we don't necessarily need all of this. I just use it to explain. From here, we can key everything into the calculator from here, and we'll get this answer. Since one of the objectives of IGCSE syllabus is also to test student ability to make use of calculator. So here is entirely requires the use of calculator. So just key everything into your calculator, you get this answer here straight. I just give this explanation in case we have a problem that requires us showing detailed solution. Question number 6. Okay, this is congruent shelves. We are told that the diagram shows 5 kites that are congruent to kite ABCD. All of them are congruent to kite ABCD, okay? Each kite is joined to the next kite along one edge. Angle DAB is 40 degrees, which is this angle here. Angle D, okay, that's this angle here is 40, okay? And DC is a straight line. So we have DC is a straight line, okay? That's line that goes down. So remember that all of them here have this angle. They share this, okay? This angle is 180. That's sum of angle on a straight line. It's because this is a straight line DCE. DCE is a straight line, meaning that this angle, this angle, this angle, they are all equal because these are congruent shapes. They'll add up to 360, meaning that 6y, we add up to 180. Angle on a straight line, they'll add up to 180, sorry about that. So here, we divide by 6, so y is going to give us 180 all over 6, and that's 30 degrees. 30 degrees. So now there's an angle here marked S. This angle here, if we look at it, if this shape is reflected, you can see that this is actually going to be the same. This is S also. This angle is X. Okay. So this angle here also is X. And remember also, all of them are having 40 here. Congruent shapes, all of them are having 40 here, okay? So this is also X. All right. Now, I am looking for the value of that S. I'm looking for the value of that S. For a kite, we need to understand that one of the key properties of a kite is that there is a line of symmetry here. Okay? This line is symmetric. So meaning that if I reflect this angle here, this angle marked S, it will still come back here. Okay, this is also the same as X. Okay, these two angles are going to be the same. So it means that the sum of the interior angles of this kite here, ABCD, is going to be 360 degrees. It's a quadrilateral, and the theorem says that the sum of interior angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. That means if I add 40 plus 2x plus y to give 360 degrees. Okay. Now we have 40 plus 2s. Remember that y is 30, so this is 30. Okay, so 2x plus 70 equals 360. 2s equals 360 minus 70. Okay, and that will give us 290. So s is going to be 290 all over 2. That's 145. So s is 145 degrees. So we have the value of s as 145 degrees. We move on to the next question. We're going to a short break now, and when we come back, we will take solution to question number 7. You're welcome back. If this is the first time you are joining us, we urge you to subscribe to our channel if you have not done so, and hit the notification bell so that each time we produce a new video, you'll be among the first to receive it. Like, share, and comment on this video. Let's proceed to question number 7. The diagram shows a shape made from a triangle JKL and a semicircle with diameter JL. JKL is an isosceles right-angled triangle with JK equals to JL, which is equal to 12.8 centimeter. A, calculate the area of this shape. So we need to find the area of this entire shape, the whole of this region and the whole of this region. So now, for us to get the area, first we know that this is a semicircle. There is a right-angle triangle, right-angle isosceles triangle, and a semicircle. So let's take it one after the other. Area of semicircle. We take area of semicircle equals pi r squared all over 2, which will give us 3.142 times the radius is half of this. So the radius is 12.8 all over 2, which is 6.4. Then all over 2. And this is going to give us 64, if you use your calculator to work on that, 64.348 square centimeter. So that is for semicircle. Now we look at area of triangle is half base times height, which is half, times the base of this is 12.8, and the height is also 12.8. Okay, and that gives us an area of 81.92 square centimeters. Okay, so the area of the shape now becomes 64.348 square centimeters plus 81.92 square centimeters. This will be 146.268 square centimeters. 268 square centimeters. So writing this correct to 3 significant figure will give us 146 square centimeters. And so we enter 146 here. Big question says calculate the perimeter of this shape. So when we look at the shape again, the perimeter is the length round about the shape, the distance round about. So we are going to take the perimeter will be this height here, this length here, and then we are going to take the curved part. Okay, we take all those distances and add them together. So now we are going to find the triangle has three sides. So this is 12.8. This is 12.8. We do not know this, so we are going to find it. Now, for us to find out y, we say y squared using Pythagoras will give us 12.8 squared plus 12.8 squared. And this gives us 327.68. So y will now be the square root. If you take square root of both sides, we have 327.68. Okay, the square root of 327.68, which we'll have as 18.1019, 18.1019, and so on and so forth. So let's take the curved part. So length of arc for the formula. Okay, so we know that the curved part is a semicircle. So the length of that is the circumference of the semicircle, which is pi d all over 2, half of that circumference. Of course, circumference of a circle is pi d. We divide by 2 to get this curved part, and that gives us 3.142 times the diameter is 12.8 all over 2. And this will give us 20.1088. 1088. So perimeter of shape. So the required perimeter will be the curved part, which is 20.1088. This height here, which is 12.8, and this y that we got here, okay, which is 18.1019. Okay. If we add all of these together, we will get 51.0107 and so on, because of this particular value that floats. So writing this to 3 significant figure will give us 51.0, okay, or 51 centimeter. So that will be the perimeter of the shell. We'll proceed now to question number 8. Question 8, these are the first 5 terms of a sequence. Find an expression for the nth term of the sequence. So when we look at this sequence, we want to find out what type of sequence it is. If we find out the difference between 18 and 11, the difference between 18 and 11 is 7. Difference between 18 and 25, the positive difference is 11. Of course, this is, it's 7. 7 is the difference, okay? And you discover that this sequence is increasing, all right? Okay, so the common difference is plus 7, all right? Now, the nth term of this sequence can be given as an plus b, right? Now, a is actually the common difference here, okay? So, and then we'll find out what the b is. So Tn is going to be 7n. So Tn is going to be 7n plus b, right? For us to get what b is, remember that this is T1, this is T2, this is third term, and this is fourth term, this is fifth term. So pick any of the terms here. For example, if I pick the second term, okay, that's 7 times 2 plus b, okay? And the second term is 18 here. So I have 14 plus B, okay? So 18 minus 14 equals B, okay? And giving us B as 4, right? So the nth term is going to be 7n plus 4. That's the nth term, 7n plus 4, okay? So now, another way of getting this, or we can also say the nth term is a plus bracket m minus 1 times d. This formula will also work us to the nth term, which will give us a is the first term here. We use this, and the first term is 11. Then here I have m minus 1, and the common difference is 7. So this is 11. Open this bracket using 7, you have 7n minus 7. Okay? And this gives us 7n. 11 minus 7 is 4. It gives us the same. Any of the formula will walk us through the required n term. So this is 7n plus 4. We proceed to question number 9. Question number 9 says the value of a car is $8,000. Each year, the value of the car decreases exponentially by 25%. Calculate the value of this car after 3 years, okay? Now, the value, let's call the value P after 3 years is going to, this is exponential. This is decreases exponentially, okay? We can have it this way. Now, where A is the initial value, which is 8,000. So B is the rate at which it is decreasing, 25%, decreasing. So we do 100% minus 25% because it's decreasing. And this gives us 75%. 25% is 0.75, okay? So here we have P equals 8,000 into 0.75. Remember here that T is 3 years. So this is raised to power 3. And when we work out this, it's going to give us $3,375. Okay? So we write it $3,375. Let me also mention that we can also use this formula here. P equals, okay, we can use this formula, the amount equals this. We have, because this is decreased, so we can have this over 100 times T, okay? This is also going to work it out. Where P is the initial, we have 8,000. This is 1 minus the rate is 25 over 100 raised to power 3, okay? If we use this, you are still going to get the same value, 8,000. Here, this is 1 minus 0.25 raised to power 3. This gives us 8,000. This is 0.75 raised to power 3, which is exactly what we have here. Okay, so that we also work it out. So question number 10, Ami invests $1,500 in an account. The account pays compound interest at a rate of R% per year. At the end of 8 years, the value of his investment is $1,656.73. Find the value of R. Now, we know we can use the fact that new value equals old value multiplied by a particular factor or a multiplier. Okay, he invests this in an account, and the account pays interest of R% per year. Then at the end of 8 years, this is the new value realized. So this new value 1,656 was realized. Amount invested will be our old value. Okay. Now, we need our multiplier here. Because this is interest, that means the money increased. So we are going to use 1 plus R over 100. Okay, we use plus here because the money increased over a period of 8 years. Okay, so we are going to divide both sides by 1,500. Sorry, this is not 15,000, 1,500. So if we divide by 1,500, we have 1,656.73 over 1,500 equals 1 plus R over 100 raised to power 8, okay? Now, let's take the 8th root of this value here. 1,656.73 all over 15. If we take the 8th root of that, it will give us 1 plus R all over 100, okay? Now, if you use a calculator to take the 8th root of that, we are going to get 1.0125. So on and so forth equals 1 plus R all over 100, okay? You have 1.0125 minus 1 equals R over 100, okay? This becomes 0.0125 equals R over 100. So multiply both sides by 100. You have 100 times 0.0125 equals, this side is going to be R over 100 times 100. R, if we multiply 100 by 0.0125, you are going to get 1.25. So R is 1.25%, okay? That's the value of R. The value of R is 1.25. For question number 11, we want to find the inequalities that define the unshaded region R. So when you look at this diagram, the unshaded region represents everything inside this trapezium. So we want to find inequalities that define this region. There are 4 lines here. We have this line here. We have this line, number 2. We have this horizontal line, and we have this line here. Now, let's take this particular line here. We want to find the inequality that defines this line. You will discover that this line here is line y equals 5. Okay, and it's a thick line. So everything inside this shape is below line y equals 5. All the numbers, all the values of y inside here is less than 5. So the inequality that defines the region bounded by this shape is y less than 5. But we double it because this is thick. The line here is thick. We take the second one. This one here represents the line s equals 6. And inside this region, inside this shape, every value of s is less than 6. Every value of s, like I have 5, I have 4, all the values of s. Of course, numbers that are greater than 6, they are outside this shape. So this line number 2 here represents x, that's the region, represent s less than 6. We use single inequality symbol because it's a dotted line. All right. Now, the third line is this horizontal line here, which represent line y equals 1, and it's thick line. All the values above this line are found inside this shape, and they are greater than 1. So, but because it's a thick line, we are going to use double inequality symbol, greater than or equal to 1. Then this fourth line here, which is this one, represent, if you look at it, it takes the diagonal of each square box. Look at the line passes through the diagonal of each square box. Okay, if we continue, it will keep moving up, and look at it, it can come down. So where S is 1, Y is 1, look at that. Where S is 1, Y is 1. When you look at it, S is 2, Y is 2. S is 3, Y is 3. Whatever value S is, that's the value of Y. S is 4, Y is 4. S is 5, Y is 5. Look at that. So that line, this diagonal line here, is line Y equals X. Now, inside this shape, what kind of values do we have so that we will know the right inequality symbol to use? So what we are going to do is this. We are going to pick some coordinates and use them to determine the right inequality symbol to use. So let's pick some point. If we pick this point here, this is where S is 4, Y is 3. Pick another point inside here, below that line, but inside this region. This is a point where S is 5, Y is 4. Let's come down. Pick this point here. This is a point where S is 5, Y is 2. If you come down here, pick another point. This is where S is 3, Y is 2. So at all times, the value of Y is less than the value of S. Look at it. 3, 2, 3, 2. So Y is less than S. 4, 3. Y is 3, S is 4. So Y is less than S. 5, 2. Y is 2, S is 5. So Y is less than S. 5, 4. Y is 4, S is 5. Y is less than 5. So at all times, this line, we use this inequality to represent the region bounded by that line. That is line Y is less than S. Okay. Now, if we look at this inequality here and this one, we can combine these two. Look at, let's show them. This is 1 and this is 5. Okay? And now we have this inequality here. This is Y greater than or equal to 1. We have this. And the other one is Y less than or equal to 5. So we can see that this inequality can be joined together as 1 less than or equal to Y less than or equal to 5. Okay. Now, with all of this together, these are the inequalities that define the unshaded region R. The first inequality is S less than 6. The second one is y less than s. And the third one is 1 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 5. Question 12, we want to solve the simultaneous equation. So what we do here is to ensure that the denominator is removed here. So for you to remove it, multiply everything here, every term here by 2. So you are going to have 3x over 2. We are going to multiply this by 2. Multiply 5y by 2 and multiply 5 by 2, okay? So we are going to have 3x plus 10y equals 10, okay? So we have 3x plus 10y equals 10. And here, the second equation is 4x minus 3y equals 46, okay? Now, we want to use the elimination method. Of course, you can use substitution, any of the method. Here, this equation here, depending on what I want to eliminate, okay? So here we can multiply by 4, and this we are going to multiply by 3. So this gives us 12x plus 10 times 4 is 40, or 40y. 10 times 4 here also is 40. So if we use 3 here, you have 12x minus, because this is going to be 9y. Because if you use 3 to multiply 46, you're going to get 138. Okay, so here we are to eliminate y. Okay, we are going to subtract. So subtraction, we eliminate this. So here we have 40y minus 9y. So that is going to give us 40y minus 9y. This is 40 minus 138, okay? So this will give us 40y plus 9y. And this is going to give us minus 98. This is 49y equals minus 98. So if you divide both sides by 49, you have minus 98 over 49. So here, y is going to be minus 2. So go and substitute into any of these. I can substitute y equals minus 2 here. So I have 3x plus 10 into minus 2 there equals 10. So I have 3x minus 20 equals 10. So this is 3x equals 10 plus 20. 3x equals 30, okay? Divide by 3. So s is 30 over 3. S is 10. So here s is 10, y is minus 2. If you're enjoying this tutorial video and you are yet to subscribe to our channel, we encourage you to hit the subscription button so that you become part of our family, and each time we produce a video, you'll get along with it. Hit the notification bell so that each of our video will be notified to you. And then if you want to also to like, comment on this and share this video so that other students will have access to it. So we proceed to question number 13, circle geometry. For question number 13, we are looking for the value of P. Value of P. First, look at this. There is a touch here. It touches the circle. This quadrilateral touches here 1, touches here 2, touches here 3, and then there is a touch here 4. So this is a cyclic quadrilateral. For a cyclic quadrilateral, it's a quadrilateral that touches the circle at 4 distinct positions. So that's cyclic quadrilateral. And there is a rule that the opposite angles, the sum of the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral add up give us 180. The sum gives us 180. That means if we add these two angles here, this and this opposite 180, if we add this and this, you get 180 degrees, okay? So now, if this plus this is 180, that means we can find the value of m. That means 4m plus 5m is 180 degrees. 9m is 180 degrees. So you have, divide both sides by 9. So you can get m to be 20 degrees. So, and then we also notice that p plus 4m plus 38, that is this, will give us 180, another opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral. So we have p plus 4m is 20 plus 38, gives us 180. So we have p plus 80 plus 38, gives us 180 degrees. Solving here, we have, here we are going to have p plus 118, p plus 118 degrees equals 180 degrees, okay? So p is 180 degrees minus 118 degrees, and that's going to give us 62 degrees as the value of p. So here we enter 62 degrees. We proceed to question number 14. For question 14, we are told that the diagram shows a circle with radius 9 centimeters. We are required to calculate the area of the shaded major sector. So we need the angle of this major sector. We need this, okay? And that angle is going to be 360 degrees minus 48 degrees. 360 because, angle at a point is 360. So this is a point here. So the angle round about this point is 360 degrees. So if we remove the angle of this unshaded sector, which is 48, we are going to get 312. We have 312 here, okay? So we need area. So the area here is theta over 360 times pi r squared, okay? That's the area. So that gives us 312 over 360 times 3.142, that is pi, times the radius is 9 squared, okay? Now, if we evaluate this with our calculator, it's going to give us 220.5684, and so on and so forth. So if we write this to three significant figure, you have 221 square centimeters. Okay, we'll go to the answer space and enter 221. Of course, there's already the unit given there. We proceed to question number 15. We want to write 0.146 recurring as a fraction in its simplest form. I want to show the working. So you'll discover that for this particular decimal number, the last two digits, 4 and 6, recurs. So this number, 0.146 is the same thing as 0.1464646, and so on and so forth. So we can say let S equals 0.146 ... Now, what we want to do is to ensure that the decimal part will contain only the 2 digits that recurs, that is 4 and 6. So to achieve this, we need to make sure this one, we move this one to the left. And so we do this by multiplying both sides by 10. So we have 10x equals 1.46 ... Okay. Now, I want to multiply again by another factor such that the decimal part too will contain 4 and 6 that recurs. Now, if I multiply by 100, take note, if I multiply this decimal number here by 100, I'm going to obtain 100s, and this is going to give me 14.646464, and so on and so forth, which is 14.64 ... And now, this is not what we want to achieve. We want a situation whereby the decimal part will still move the same 2 recurring digits and not 64. So we can multiply by 100. We'll rather multiply by 1,000. If we multiply by 1,000, we multiply s by 1,000, we are going to have 146 point. Now, if you're multiplying by 1,000, you're moving this 1, 2, 3. So you get 4, 6, ... Okay. Now, that recurs. So if you look at this value here and this value here, there's similarity. Their decimal parts are moving to recurring numbers. So now when we subtract the fractions, the decimal numbers, if we subtract the left, we will also do the same to the right. So if we do 1,000x minus 10s, that will give us 146.46 ... minus 1.46 ... Okay. Now, this gives us 990x. Now, when we subtract, this is going to be 146 minus 1. Remember that if we have 146.46 ... minus 1.46 ... Okay, when we subtract, this is 0, 0. Okay, and this is going to be 5 here. This is, so we have 145. So if you say this minus 1, it's going to give us 145. Okay. So this is going to give us 990 equals 145, right? So if we divide by 990, we are going to get 145 over 990. Okay. We'll get that over 145 over 990. And what will that give to us? When we reduce this, it gives us 29 over 198. That's the lowest or the simplest form. So we'll write 29 over 198. Question number 16. We are told that in the Venn diagram, shade the region M complement intersection N complement. So what we do to be able to get the correct region, we can call the whole of this entire region A. This, we call it B. This is C, and this is D. So there are 4 regions here. Now, M prime or M complement is all the elements outside circle M. And so the element we can see outside circle M is this element A and this element D. So write A, comma D. Now, N prime or N complement represents all the elements outside circle N. And if you look at outside circle N, outside circle N, we have also this region A, and we have this B. They are all outside circle N. So we have A, comma B. So when we take M complement, intersection N complement, it gives us this element. These are the two elements that collide, that is the intersect. So we have this region. So meaning that the region we are going to shed is that region marked A, which is the entire background of circle M and N. So we are going to mark the entire bus without touching the inner part of circle M and circle N. So that is the region represented by letter A, the whole of this region. That's the region we are expected to shed. Okay, you go to the B part here. Number of elements in B intersection bracket A prime union C. Now, let us get A prime. If you look at this now, you will see that A prime, for example, is everything outside this circle here. All the numbers outside this circle. Okay? They are 20, this number, and this number, 4 of them. Okay? So you put 3, 4, 9, 20, okay? That's A prime. Of course, C is the represent everything inside this circle C. All the numbers inside this circle C will have 4, 9, 10, 18, right? If we take the union, A prime, union C, we are pulling everything together here. It will give us 3, 4, 9, 10, 18, 20, okay? Now, the set B here contains everything inside B is 3, 4, 10, and 16, okay? So now we are going to look at the intersection. So we want to look at B, the intersection of B and this set here, A prime union C. So we want to look at the intersection of this and this. What is common there? So we have 3 here, 3 here. Okay, we have 3. We have 4 here, we have 4 here. So we have 4. We have 10 here, we have 10 here. Okay, so that's it. And so the number of elements in this intersection will give us 3 plus 4 plus 10. That's 17. So here we have 17. All right. Remember that here we are not counting the elements. You cannot say 3 here because this is Venn diagram. Of course, we are given this Venn diagram. Okay. We do not know what this Venn diagram is representing, whether it's representing number of people, a number of animals, scores, and all the rest. So what we will do here is to add all the elements to get 17. We proceed to question number 17. We want to calculate area of this triangle ABC. Area of triangle ABC is half product of the inclined side multiplied by the sine of the included angle. Okay, so you will take the product of these two sides times, okay, the sine of this, then divided by 2. So we are going to have 1/2 times 6.7 times 5.9 times sine 81. Okay. Now, when we work on that together, we will get, if you multiply out using your calculator, you are going to get 19.52166. So here is going to give us 19.52166, okay? Writing this to 3 significant figures, the area will be approximately 19.5 square centimeters. So we write 19.5 here. Okay. Now we move on to the next question. That's question number 18. If you are yet to subscribe to our channel, we urge you to hit the subscription button and then click on the notification bell so that each time we produce a new video, you are going to be first among all to get it. Like this video, go to the comment section and tell us how you feel about this video and what you want us to do to improve our videos. Share this video and like it. Let's proceed to question number 18. Question 18, we are asked to draw a suitable straight line here to solve this problem. So remember that the whole of this is the same thing as this, which we call y. And then this is 2s. Okay? So if we look at this, if we pick values of s here, if we pick -1, 0, and 1, okay? Values of s. So if y here is going to be -2, 0, and 2, okay? So you see when s is -1, y is going to be -2. So we are going to have the line to pass here. Okay, it will pass here 0, 0, and 1, 2. So it's going to pass here, okay? So we'll put our ruler and we are going to put a line that will go this way, and then we'll rule it very well, okay? And so we are now going to pick the values where the two graphs intersect. So we are looking at values of s at these two instances, this place and this place. So if we look at it well, you discover that at the first part, s is going to give us -0.5. So we have x equals -0.5. And then we have another value of s up, because here is -0.5. This is positive. So that is going to give us 0.85. So we have like 0.85 or 0.9. So there's going to be some allowances here, interval that will accommodate some errors, okay? So, but this is what I can get from this, -0.5. And this is 0.85, okay? So question number 19, we want to factorize. So here, we factor 3 out. We are going to have 4 2m squared minus 25t squared. So inside the bracket, we can still have, this is 2m all squared minus 5t all squared, okay? So we have difference of 2 squares. Okay, so this will become 3 into difference of 2 squares. So we are going to have 2m plus 5t into 2m minus 5t, okay? Now, the principle we are using says that if anytime we have a squared minus b squared, this is difference of 2 squared. This is the principle. A squared minus b squared is going to give us a plus b, open bracket, a minus b, okay? So you will see that this is looking like what I have here. So I can actually write 3 into 2m plus 5t. Here I have 2m minus 5t, okay? So now here, let's regroup this. So we can have sy plus 3y, okay? Now let's have 5x plus 15. So here y is common. We have x plus 3. 5 can go in 15, so we have s plus 3. So, okay. So this will give us s plus 3, y plus 5, okay? So that's the final answer. We write s plus 3 here, and we have y plus 5 here. Question number 20. We want to solve this equation. So we can have 8 sine x equals 1 minus 6. 8 sine s equals minus 5. Okay. And sine s is equals to minus 5 all over 8, which is giving us minus 0.625. So sine s is equals to minus 0.625. So now it means that x lies either in third or fourth quadrant. Okay, this is the only quadrant that the value of s is negative. Remember, here all are positive here, okay? So here sine is positive, cosine is positive, and tan is positive. First quadrant. Second quadrant, sine is positive. That is for angles greater than 90, less than 180. Cosine is negative, tan is negative. So here, angles greater than 180, less than 270, sine is negative. Cosine for this particular place, cosine is negative and tan is positive. Here, sine is negative, cosine is positive, and tan is negative. So for sine to be negative, it's either it belongs to the third or the fourth quadrant, okay? The condition for the third quadrant, we have angles that are 180 plus the acute. So here, first, let's go get the acute angle, okay? Let's get acute. So let's call it S acute. S acute is going to give us this arc sine of 0.625, okay? And that will give us 38.68. 38.68, okay? So third quadrant, okay, we are going to have the value of S to be 180 plus 38.68, okay? And that is going to give us 218.68, 218.68, okay? But being is angle, and when we are dealing with angle in IGCSE maths, the instruction is that we leave our angle to 1 decimal place, okay? So this can be equivalent to 218.7 degrees, okay? For fourth quadrant, so S is going to be 360, that's the condition, minus the acute angle, which is 38.68, okay? That is going to give us 321.32. So we have 321.32, which will give us to 1 decimal place is 321.3 degrees, okay? So we enter it here, this is 218.7 degrees or 321.3 degrees. Those are the values of S. Question number 21. Here they say the diagram shows a cuboid. HD is 4 centimeters, which is this. EH is 6.5 centimeters, which we have this. And EF is 9.1 centimeters, which is this, okay? Calculate the angle between CE and the base CDHG. So we are looking for, here, you are going to put a line on the base and bring it to this place, okay? So that we are going to have a right angle triangle here, okay? So the angle we are looking for here is this. All right, that's the angle. Now, the line EC is the longest diagonal of a cuboid. And the longest diagonal of a cuboid, look at this, EC, the length of EC is the square root of all the squares of the length, the breadth, and the height. So you have 4 squared plus 6.5 squared plus 9.1 squared. So that gives me 141.06. We have square root of 141.06. And that gives me 11.876. Okay, we can write this as 11. Okay, because we are still going to use it for further calculation, we may not need to approximate right now. Okay, so let's leave it at that. And now, since we are looking for the angle, let's bring this diagram out. So this is what we have here. We have this to be 11.876. We are looking for this. And we have this as 6.5, okay? So we can use sine to get that unknown angle. If we say sine theta, it will give us opposite, which is 6.5 over the hypotenuse is 11.876. Okay, and that gives us 0.5473. So here, the value of theta will be the arc sine of 0.5473. Okay, that is going to give us that 3.181 and so on and so forth. 33.181, so on and so forth. So being it is an angle, we are going to leave it to 1 decimal place, which is 33.2 degrees. So we enter 33.2 degrees here. So we take the last question now, which is question number 22. Question 22 says bag A and bag B each contain red counters and blue counters only. Stefan picks a counter at random from bag A and then picks a counter at random from bag B. The probability that Stefan picks a red counter is 0.4. The probability that Stefan and Jen both pick a red counter is 0.25. Find the probability that Stefan and Jen both pick a blue counter. All right. So here, we are going to say probability of picking a red counter from bag A. Let's call this red counter from bag A is 0.4. Now, the probability of picking a red counter from bag A and a red counter from bag B, which we are giving here. So both of them pick red. So it's going to be 0.25 as given. Now, but we know that here, the probability of picking a red counter from bag A, red from bag A, and the probability, plus the probability of picking a blue counter from bag A, because the both counter colors are in bag A and in bag B. So the sum of this will give us 1. The probability of picking red in bag A plus the probability of picking blue from that same bag A will give us 1. All right, because the sum of probabilities, will give us 1, right? So now, if we look at this, probability of picking red from bag A is 0.4. We don't know the probability of picking blue from bag A. Okay, and then this is 1. So making this the subject, probability of picking blue from bag A is 1 minus 0.4, and that gives us 0.6, okay? Now, let's move again. We also know that the probability of picking red from bag A and picking red again from bag B is the same thing as probability of picking red from bag A times probability of picking red from bag B. We know this, okay? So if you look at probability of picking red from bag A and picking red from bag B is given as 0.25. Look at it here. Is given. So this is 0.25. Now, probability of picking red from bag A is given also as 0.4. But we do not know the probability of picking red from bag B. So if we do 0.25 over 0.4 to give us the probability of picking red from bag B. Okay, so probability of picking red from bag B, okay, is going to give us 0.625. Again, also note that probability of picking red from bag B plus the probability of picking blue from bag B will give us 1, just the way we had it here. So now, probability of picking red from bag B is 0.625. So this is 0.625 plus, we don't know the probability of picking blue from bag B. So the probability of picking blue from bag B is going to be 1 minus 0.625, okay? So the probability of picking blue from bag B is going to be 0.375. Now, probability that Stefan and Jem both pick a blue counter means that Stefan picks blue from bag A and Jen picks blue from bag B. So this is going to give us probability of picking from bag A times probability of picking from bag B. Okay? So probability of picking blue from bag A, blue from bag A is already given as 0.6. Look at it here. Blue from bag A is 0.6 times probability of picking blue from bag B. Look at it here. Blue from bag B is 0.375, okay? We multiply this together, it gives us 0.225. So that is the probability of both picking blue from the bag. So we have 0.225. You can go through this probability once again to understand the steps taken. So this is how far we have come for providing solution to paper 2-1 of 2024 IGCSE Mathematics Examination Series. We'll be looking forward to having you again in our tutorial class, where we'll be looking at bringing solution to the remaining variants. We are going to provide solution to variant 2-2. We are going to look at 4-2. We are going to look at 2-3, 4-3. And we are going to equally look at the core syllables. So we are going to look at 1-1, 1-2, 1-3. We are going to look at 3-1, 3-2, 3-3. We are going to provide solution to all of that to make learning and preparation more comprehensive. If you are yet to subscribe to our channel, we implore you to hit the subscription button so that you become one of our family, and each time we produce a video, you will have access to it, and hit the notification bell so that each time a new video drops, you'll be able to be one among all that will access it. Go to the comment section, tell us how you feel about this video. Share this video, like it, so that the YouTube algorithm will take it to other students who will need it in their preparation for their examination. This is Maths Minders Academy saying goodbye for now.
In the midnight glow where the stars align, we lose ourselves in the rhythm divine. Underneath the sky painted